When we left off, Nathan Cole was dead, killed less than 2 hours after telling investigators he believed Sarah Bennett had been framed. Beside his body, her own access card. The £14 million fraud that started all of this was never really about the money, and someone had already tried to delete the file that would prove it. Sarah hadn't been back to the office in 4 days, suspended, officially pending investigation, a phrase that manages to sound both bureaucratic and final at the same time. She spent most of her time waiting for a phone call, for a verdict, for anyone to tell her what came next. Rebecca, meanwhile, hadn't slept properly since Thursday. A murdered colleague, a £14 million fraud with no confirmed thief, and a growing list of suspects, 5 names, all of them still employed, all of them still lying about something. 3 days into reviewing internal audits, Rebecca found something that made her sit up straighter. An executive override, a missing authorization, and a name attached to both of them, Olivia Price. For the first time since Nathan's death, Rebecca felt something resembling momentum. Not a planted trail, not another convenient suspect handed to her on a silver platter. An actual, unglamorous, paperwork-shaped lead. She requested a warrant within the hour. 3 hours later, investigators entered Olivia Price's home. What they found was, by any measure, explosive, encrypted drives, burner phones, cash, and voice cloning software, the same category of technology used to fake her CEO's voice. Enough evidence, in fact, to convince almost anyone, including, for a few unsettling hours, Rebecca herself. That evening, for the first time in weeks, Sarah slept. Not well, but she slept, because, for the first time, somebody else looked guilty. Not her. The headlines shifted. The pressure eased. Briefly, the nightmare seemed to be ending. It wasn't ending. It was just taking a short, dramatic breath before the second act. Rebecca was reviewing evidence at 9:17 p.m. when her office phone rang. Unknown number, she answered. No response, just breathing, slow and deliberate. Then the line went dead. 5 minutes later, it rang again. Same breathing, same silence. Then it disconnected a second time, which, statistically speaking, is either a very committed prank caller or something considerably worse. Rebecca was beginning to suspect the latter. The third call, at 9:29, had a voice, not a real one, artificial, cold, generated. You're getting closer. Rebecca sat upright. Who is this? Silence, then, wrong direction, click. For the first time in this investigation, Rebecca felt something she rarely allowed herself: fear. Fear wasn't new to Rebecca. Her mentor had felt it too, years earlier, investigating a fraud that killed him before it was ever solved. Rebecca had promised herself she'd never freeze the way he apparently had. She was about to find out if that promise meant anything. The next morning, something waited on her doorstep. A plain envelope. No postage, no return address. Inside, a single photograph. No message, no threat. Just an image of Rebecca herself, standing outside Alderstone's headquarters, taken the previous morning at 8:12. Someone had been watching her. For the first time, the investigation had stopped being a case file. It had become personal. The next breakthrough came from an unexpected source, Sarah. While reviewing old company emails at home, she noticed something odd. A meeting request from 6 months earlier, the same date Nathan had circled repeatedly in his own notes. The attendees, Nathan Cole, Olivia Price, and one additional name nobody at Alderstone recognized, a consultant, Adrian Locke. Human Resources had no record of him, neither did payroll, neither did procurement. As far as the company's paperwork was concerned, the man had never existed, and yet security logs confirmed he'd entered the building 9 times. 9 visits from a man who, on paper, had never once shown up, which said less about Adrian Locke's talent for disappearing, and more about how thoroughly a modern corporation can fail to notice a stranger walking through reception. Rebecca traced every record connected to Adrian Locke, every address, every phone number, every document, all of it fabricated, expertly, patiently, and completely. Someone had built this man from nothing, and Nathan had met with him repeatedly. Rebecca requested one final interview with Olivia. This time, she placed a single photograph on the table between them. "Who is he?" Olivia's face went pale. "Where did you get that?" Rebecca didn't answer. Olivia stared at the photograph, then whispered something nobody expected. "That's not Adrian Locke." Rebecca froze. "What?" Olivia looked up. "His real name isn't Adrian, and he's the reason Nathan is dead," which was, Rebecca thought, an unusually specific thing for an innocent compliance officer to know. Olivia's voice began to tremble. "Nathan found a hidden financial ledger, the kind people kill for." Rebecca leaned in. "What kind of ledger?" Olivia hesitated, then answered. "Secret payments, years of them, politicians, defense contractors, middlemen. The names were hidden. The transactions weren't." Rebecca had encountered a great many motives for fraud over the years. Ongoing bribery infrastructure was, she had to admit, a new one for the file. Then Olivia looked directly at Rebecca and said something that changed the entire shape of the case. "What if the 14 million was never the target?" Rebecca said nothing. Olivia continued. "What if the fraud was designed to distract everyone? Employees, police, the board, the media. Everyone. It was, Rebecca had to admit, an efficient use of £14 million. Most distractions come cheaper." Rebecca left the interview and headed straight for her office. For the first time, she believed she understood the crime. The fraud wasn't the objective, the ledger was. Nathan had discovered it. Nathan had been killed for it. Case solved, or so she thought. When Rebecca reached her office, a package sat waiting on her desk. No sender, no fingerprints, no note. Inside, a flash drive. She plugged it into an isolated forensic computer. One file appeared, a video. The footage showed Nathan, alive, recorded 2 days before his death. He looked exhausted, as though he hadn't slept in days. Then he spoke directly into the camera. "Rebecca, if you're watching this, it means I'm probably dead. I know who took the money," Nathan said. Rebecca leaned closer. Finally, an answer. Then Nathan looked directly into the camera and said 6 words that shattered everything Olivia had just told her. "The ledger has nothing to do with it. The fraud wasn't a distraction," Nathan continued. "It was the first move." Rebecca's heart pounded. Then Nathan delivered one final sentence, the sentence that would define the rest of this investigation. "Stop looking for who stole the money. Find who wanted Sarah blamed."